Alright, I've played this game before, but I decided to record it this time. We're playing 14 Days with You. Um, there's your little warning. Yes. Well, yes, I am. Um, I hope you can hear me over the music, 'cause I don't personally care. Start. Yes, we're going to play it over again. Um, no, I don't give a shit. If you'd like to pick up me clicking this. Help me. Oh, oh my god, it's been forever since I played this. Sorry. What would you like to be called? Let's see, are we gonna go with my name or the YouTube name? No, we'll go with my name. Um, yeah. Hmm. Probably just leave everything ambiguous. There we go. It's great. Yes, it is I. Always. You can't get rid of me. Yeah, you'll see me a million times over. And in other news, the remains of yet another body has been pulled out from Lake Blue Moss, making it a total of 4 unidentifiable victims this past year. Authorities believe that... Ugh. Stifling a groan with the rim of my coffee cup, I fish around for the remote lodged between the cushions and turn off the TV. I wasn't about to let some morbid headline damper the start of my cheerful morning, especially considering how today was going to be my first day at work after finally getting that hard-earned promotion. I mean, sure, stacking and sorting through books at a library might not have been my dream job, or even my first choice of places to work after moving back, but the pay was nice and my coworkers were friendly, and the building was located within the perfect walking distance from my apartment. There was even this adorable little bakery along the way that served the best shortcakes and croissants known to mankind, and the manager there always loved to hand out small freebies whenever I stopped by. It still beats living in the city, though. Honestly, I wasn't even sure why I left my hometown in the first place. The fast-paced hustle and bustle lifestyle of the city just wasn't what I was longing for whenever I stared out of my window on sleepless nights. And the people there were always rude and indignant. It was nothing like Coyland Bay, where everyone felt like a close-knit family, and the air smelled like the sea rather than pollution. I'm sorry, you are active in this. You look like you're living in a city every time I look at this, and as someone who lives in a fucking village, you don't know shit. Not that anyone around here likes each other, but whatever. And sure, the local crime rate might be getting out of hand as of late, and there might be fewer things for me to do here, but my new job keeps me busy, and I prefer spending time alone at the beach over visiting shady bars with people I barely considered friends. In fact, setting my mug onto the table, I reach into my pocket and pull out my phone. A notification from Moth, my online friend, pops up. So I tap on the screen to read their messages. What greets me is an adorable sticker of some anime character giving a thumbs up, as well as a short message that says, "Good luck today," underneath. Moth had always been adamant about showing their endless support for me, even after 5 years of friendship, curse memes, and late-night video calls. And even though I would never admit it out loud, I was truly grateful to have someone like them in my life. Pulling up the keyboard, I begin to type a response to their message. Sticker. When did I download that pack of anime stickers? Not that I was about to complain or anything. After all, they were free, charming, and included some of my favorite comfort characters. Without hesitating, I send back a sticker of some green-haired protagonist holding up a giant heart. Is it Izuku? A gray chat bubble pops up just as I hit the send button, indicating that Moth was typing out another message. By the way, did you see the latest AOG app? I heard Haruko got an outfit change. Spoil it for me. Did he really change his hairstyle as well? Or was it really just a sorcerer outfit? Attack on Giants, or AOG as Moth like to call it, is a popular anime series that we recently became obsessed with, and Haruko is one of the main characters from that show. He's a sorcerer known for his shy and airheaded demeanor, and as of late, his hairstyle had become a trending topic within the community. Now that I thought about it, what hairstyle did Haruko have in the last episode? Okay, so I already know how all of these styles look. I already know I prefer the short hair. So we're just gonna go with this. He cut it short? Let's hold a funeral. Rest in rip to his luscious pink locks, gone but not forgotten. By the way, I don't mean to change the subject, but didn't you say last night that you were gonna head to work at 8 a.m.? Because it's like almost 9:30 where you are right now. Right? Or am I just dumb and got the time zones mixed up again? Lol. Looking at the time displayed on my phone, I immediately let out a string of curses and leapt to my feet. Shit! Grabbing the coat that I had carelessly strewn across the back of the sofa earlier, I quickly shrug it on before making a beeline towards the front door. Before I leave, however, I spare myself one final glance in the poorly hung mirror in the hallway. Hopefully the outfit I chose was appropriate for my job. I know I usually wear. I find it comfy, but I've been told it's more like a trendy style. I don't know. There. No, well, I mean, it cost my dad an arm and a leg. It didn't cost me shit. Ha. No, that sounds bad. I think, well, he told me back in the 90s, he sold a car for the jacket I wear today. We did the math on it. That thing's worth $2,000 fucking today. So, interesting choice. I wouldn't sell a car for a jacket, but it's a really nice jacket, and I'm glad he has it. I'm glad I have it. And the rest of the outfit is also nice. I suppose maybe it'd be considered expensive, but I also didn't pay for it. I, bullied my mother into paying for it. Which is warranted. She was mean to me all day. Am I spoiled, or am I just taking advantage of the fact that these guys treated me like shit and feel guilty for it? Anyway, did this outfit cost me an arm and a leg to obtain? Perhaps, but hey, if my paycheck can cover it, then I should be able to wear it. Giving myself a small spin in the mirror, I admire the eye-catching accessories. I admire how the eye-catching accessories move around me. I do wear a lot of jewelry, mostly bracelets, and necklaces, and earrings, and rings. Well, 3 rings isn't that many. I used to wear more, but they don't fit. They're too big. Anyway, but enough of that. I can check myself out another time. Hastily, I smooth out the wrinkles and pick off any stray pieces of lint from my sleeves before I finally head out the front door, and almost catch my coat on the door handle in the process. With a grumble, I tug at the fabric of my coat before slamming the door shut with a little bit too much force than necessary. Even trying to insert my key came with a bit of a struggle, and I had to fight the urge to yell in frustration as I attempted to lock my door. Seriously, when will that lazy bum of a landlord do something about this? I swear, I've complained about this at least 4 times this month. Oh, hey there, Nolan. Looking good. My neighbor, Violet, practically beams at me as she fishes through her pockets for her own apartment key. Resting on her hip was yet another potted plant, and I found myself wondering where she was going to put it this time. I was almost entirely convinced that her whole apartment had been turned into a greenhouse at this point, considering how her balcony was practically filled to the brim with different kinds of plants, greenery, and other various kinds of flora. But I wasn't about to complain or anything. The fragrance that wafted in with the wind always smelled floral and earthy, and it did well to mask the smell of smoke and burnt food whenever I tried to cook. Hey, isn't that your top from that high-end brand? I didn't know we had similar taste in fashion. You'll have to let me peek inside your closet someday. I've been looking for some new inspiration lately. Especially with winter right around the corner. I'm getting excited just thinking about it. Oh, but back to you. I'm accomplished. Her voice pulls me away from my thoughts, and I notice how the growing smile on her face doesn't seem to falter. Wow, Violet sure was extra chirpy this morning. I wonder if she'd let me borrow some of that energy. In response, I shoot my neighbor a grin of my own, and it was apparently enough to brighten her mood even more than it already was. Is that another plant? Oh yeah, this is Charlie. I'm thinking of putting her next to Whitney. Great, she names her plants. Oh, I almost forgot. I've been meaning to ask you this. But when were you going to tell me that you were seeing someone? Huh. A knowing look pulls at her features as Violet continues to fiddle with the lock on her door. What are you talking about? Come on, don't act like you didn't just have a guy over last night. I saw him leaving when I took Kathy out for a walk. I'd be more worried about my neighbor taking her plants, named plants, on a walk at night, but the thought of someone leaving my apartment seemed to set off way more alarm bells. I gave Violet a concerned look, and she picks up on it almost immediately. You don't remember? Don't tell me you were drunk or something. With a huff, she gives up on trying to unlock her door. Seemed as though we both shared the same problem with our apartment locks. And places her potted plant on the ground before slowly making her way towards me. Tall guy? Wearing a dark slasher hoodie. Probably into alt fashion or bondage, with a crazy amount of belts and loops wrapped around his leg. Ring any bells? No. Last night, I was just catching up on some TV shows and talking with my friend. No one came here. Even if they did, I would have heard them. My place isn't really that big anyway. Really? But I was so sure it was your door. A hand rests on her cheek, in a thinking manner before she pouts up at me, seemingly giving in. For now. Well... Oop. Well, alright then. Maybe it was somebody else's apartment? I mean, it's always so dark in these hallways at night. Honestly, what is our landlord doing? Would you mind if I check in with security downstairs later? It give me some peace of mind. That's fine. Alright then. Thank you, Nolan. Well, I got some plants to water and some MMOs to raid in, so... Violet lets out one last huff before she picks up her plant. What should she name this one again? And goes back to unlocking her door. I wish you luck. Good talk, I guess. Even if it was kind of awkward. Yeah, sure. See you later, Vi. Slipping past my neighbor and into the cramped hallway, I quickly make for the stairs. When will they fix that broken elevator and break into a slight jog? Thankfully, the weather was rather cool today, and the shoes I chose weren't going to leave me with blisters by the time I reached the library. The smell of old paper, coffee, and soft incense floods my senses as I step through the library's glass doors. The melodic chimes alert the woman at the reception desk of my arrival, and I watch as she tucks a strand of stray blonde hair behind her ear as she turns around to greet me. Good morning, Eleanor. Oh! She looks surprised for some reason before her expression morphs into a soft smile, and she beckons me closer with a nod of her head. Eleanor is one of my co-workers here at Corlin Bay Library, and one of the very few people I hear who actually gets work done. Relatable. And although she's notorious for being rather scatterbrained, she more than makes up for it with her caring and doting attitude towards everyone. But her nurturing personality can get rather overbearing at times, and I often find myself having to step away and get some breathing room. Nevertheless, she's charming to work with, and I appreciate her always looking out for me. After all, who knows what my sleeping schedule would have looked like without her help. Nolan, just on time. I printed out your... Wait, where did I... Oh my god. I am gonna drink something. Blood orange. Brisk. Yummy. It's my favorite drink. That was delicious. Her expression turns into slight panic as she spins on her heels, and I silently watch with amusement as she shuffles through the various books and stacks of papers lining her desk. Where'd I leave it? Ah, here it is. Spinning round once more, Eleanor comes back and hands me a sheet of paper with the word schedule printed in big, bold letters. I take it from her grasp and give the sheet a once-over. Well, it looks like I'm going to be busy for the next few weeks, but I guess Eleanor doesn't seem to share the same disdain as me, judging from the playful look plastered on her face. So, how does it feel to no longer be the one in charge of stacking books all day long? Although, you still have to work the front desk from time to time. Unfortunately. I offer a weak smile at her words before rounding the corner and placing my bag under the desk. And as I begin to pull out some of my belongings, the front door chimes again, letting everyone know that another patron has come in. Figuring Eleanor has it all covered, I leave the customer to her as I go back to preparing everything for the day. But as I turned around to check on her, I noticed that she had already finished greeting the customer and was on her way back to her own desk across from mine. As if sensing my gaze, she spins around in her office chair and flashes me a teasing grin. "Looks like he's back again!" Eleanor gives a soft chuckle as she inclines her head in the direction of the person she was talking about. "You know, that new guy, I don't know when he started showing up here in the Bay, but he always comes in and rants and... Jesus Christ! Read, Nolan, read. You know, that new guy, I don't know when he started showing up here at the Bay, but he always comes in and rents out the books you recommend on you... Yeah, Jesus. Kill me. Why can't I read? Why am I... stupid? You know that new guy? I don't know when he started showing up here in the Bay, but he always comes in and rents out the books you recommend on the display window. And if I didn't know any better, I'd say he has a little crush on you. Especially with that outfit you've got on. Makes you look rather handsome. So I can't really fault him for staring. Because he was staring. A lot. Snorting, I push Eleanor's office chair so that she's facing the other way, and focus my attention back to the papers in front of me. What was with everyone today? Always smiling, gossiping about other people, and meddling in business that wasn't their own. It was bad enough that I had to deal with a potential intruder, but I doubt my deadbeat landlord was going to do anything about it. I might need to buy a stronger lock on my way home from work. Maybe even some kind of alarm system. But what would the stores... oh, good lord. But would the store still be open by then? All of a sudden, I get pulled backwards. Eleanor playfully wheels my chair around and leans over my shoulder to softly speak into my ear. Would you look at that? Loverboy in aisle 8 needs some help, it seems. She nods in the direction of the red light flashing above the bookshelves, signaling to the staff that someone in that row needs assistance. With a sigh, I reluctantly stand up and make my way over. I already knew for a fact that Eleanor wasn't going to help them by herself, so I begrudgingly begin to make my way towards aisle 8 alone. I knew better than to glance back at her, though, knowing fully well that my teasing co-worker would be sporting the biggest grin on her face at my misfortune. Ducking around the corner and into the aisle, I was immediately met with a broad backside that was covered by what had to be the comfiest-looking cardigan I'd ever seen. The person whom it belonged to, however, hadn't seemed to notice me yet, so I awkwardly clear my throat and absent-mindedly shift my weight from one foot to the other. Ahem. It's Ren! Look at this pretty man. His hair looks very soft. I should dye my hair like that. Unfortunately, my hair is currently dyed black, red, and pink, so I don't think I can do that. But someday! Ah! He seems to jump at the sudden noise before sheepishly turning around to face me. Immediately, I was taken aback by soft demeanor, doe-like eyes, and imposing height. So this was the guy who always rented out my recommended books on the display window, huh? He definitely fit the aesthetic of a cozy literature lover needing a good book. His pink hair also reminds me of Haruko, an anime character I had recently been obsessing over with Moth during our late-night video calls. In fact, even the overall cut and style appeared vaguely similar to his. But then again, this hairstyle could have been trending right now or something, and I just happened to be the last to know about it. But now that I really got a good look at him, which proved difficult considering his towering height, this stranger also seemed to bear a near picture-perfect resemblance to the male lead from this webcomic I was reading. It was called Always With You. It involved the main character meeting the love of his life at a... Ah, he's so cute! Ah! I kiss his cute little face. Ah! As if noticing my spaced-out look, the stranger absent-mindedly scratches at his jaw, while he waits for me to snap out of my thoughts. In fact, I had been so distracted that I didn't even realize he had been muttering to himself quietly. I wasn't expecting you to show up so soon. Sorry. I hope I'm not bothering you. I was just looking for, His voice pulls me back to the present, and I hastily try to make sense of what was spilling from his cherry-tinted lips. Watching him struggle with his words would have made anyone feel bad, so I offer him a reassuring smile in return, and an encouraging nod in my head. At that, he takes a steady inhale of air before trying again. I need some help. I'm looking for a specific book, you see, but... And now he's playing with the ends of his sleeves. I felt a sudden urge to reach out and stop him. Did I find the action annoying, endearing, relatable? Who knows? Instead, I held back and waited for him to find the words to speak. But wow, even his mannerisms were eerily similar to Haruko's. The endearing awkwardness and sleeve-tugging gave me a sense of deja vu, and it honestly felt like he walked straight out of the anime and in this very library. Man, Moth is gonna freak when I tell them about this later. The stranger in front of me takes another shaky inhale before he tries to speak once more, this time with a lot more confidence in his tone and fire in his eye. Do you have any books on native flora? The best I've found are on generic wildlife, but nothing about Cornland Bay's plants. Or maybe I'm just in the wrong aisle. He was looking for a book about the native flora. Perhaps I should introduce him to Violet. Chuckling to myself at the thought, I stepped closer to the tall man and began scanning the contents of the shelf beside him. He almost seems to flinch at the sudden closeness between us, but showed no sign of moving away. In fact, he seemed to almost lean closer and incline his head towards mine. And had I not been too preoccupied with finding that book, I would have noticed how his breath hitches in his throat as my scent floods his senses. No, you're definitely in the right aisle. Those kinds of books are just more hidden, I guess. I stepped past him this time and make my way over to the lower part of the shelves. Absent-mindedly, I run a finger against the spines of each book until I come into contact with one book in particular. Then bending over slightly, I pull the book from the shelf and give the cover once over before offering it to the man behind me. Is this what you were looking for? Too preoccupied with a misplaced book on the bookshelf, who brings cookbooks to the nature aisle, I barely notice how his blue eyes trail across my forearm before landing on the book held in my outstretched hand. Was it just me, or did he have a certain glint in his eyes? Was this book really that interesting? Or perhaps this tall stranger was just really into nature? Well, not that it mattered, because he was already taking a tentative step forward and revealing more of his hands from the depths of his long sleeves. With shaky fingers, I watch as the stranger reaches out and takes it from my grasp. He flips through a few pages to take in its contents before finally settling on the book with an affirmative nod. Yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. Thank you. I'm glad. You're like an angel sent down from heaven or something. You're so helpful. Kind, too. What? What? Oh, I didn't... Did I say that out loud? I didn't mean to. Oh, that must have been so weird. I'm sorry. He looked as though he was about to cry now, so I hastily threw up my hands in a comforting manner and shot him a reassuring smile. Hey, it's fine, no need to freak out. I just, wasn't expecting someone to say that about me is all. Really? Well, I think it's true for what it's worth. You really are like an angel. Thanks. Figuring that was my cue to leave before things got awkward, I gave him one last friendly smile, and suddenly glanced back towards the front desk, but the eccentric man showed no signs of moving. Instead, he just looked down at me expectantly. Did he want to continue the conversation? It seemed unlikely, as he didn't say anything. He simply stared at me. Awkwardly, I cleared my throat for what had to be the millionth time today, and gestured vaguely at the reception desk behind me. Well, if you don't need any more help, I should... This is just getting weird now. Should I even attempt to continue this conversation, or just leave? I mean, it would seem rude to just walk away abruptly, especially considering how he's apparently a regular patron in a library I worked at, but he wasn't making much of an effort either, so what should I do? You see, me? I'd walk away. It'd be like, alright, good you found your book, have a nice day, bye. And I'd walk away. Because who gives a shit about social conventions, right? Yeah, that's why people don't like me. I would be... I guess that's polite. I might stare back at... You see, I'd do both of these things. Because he's hot, I'd probably just stand there and stare at him. You shouldn't stare at me like that. Especially when it's with a stranger you don't know. Actually, now that I think about it, you haven't told me your name yet. Oh, I guess you're right. You can call me... Great name, buddy. What? It's like he said something, but his voice was delayed. Was that even his voice? Was he even speaking English? It almost felt like something that came out of a dream. How did you do that? Do what? Anyway, you could just call me Ren if you like. Is it alright if I call you Nolan? Although Angel does suit you just as well, in my personal opinion, at least. Seriously, what the hell just happened? Was I just imagining things? And was he really flirting with me right now? Are you okay? Yeah, I think, but... How'd you know my name? I don't remember telling you. Silly, it's on your name tag. As if to prove a point, Ren reaches out to gently flick the name tag that I somehow forgot I had put on this morning. Yeah, forgot conveniently. Oh. Nolan is a cute name, though. And it's really, really fun to say, especially over and over again. Right. Anyway, say, are you busy later? I'd love to thank you for helping me find this book. Seriously, what's up with this guy? One minute he's shy, and the next he's bold. It was almost like he was putting up several fronts to see which one I responded to better. You see, I do that. Not in, like, a creepy way, just... I want to be liked. And as much as if I don't like you, I will just be a fucking asshole. Well, maybe not. I will be vaguely tolerable. If I do like a person, I will try all the personalities until I find the one that makes them like me. Which sounds weird and manipulative, but shut up. It's not. That's not the point of it. The point of it is... I want people to like me. Actually, I'll be busy this afternoon. I need to buy a new lock for my apartment. Why would you reveal that info? I'd just say no. Sorry. A new lock? That doesn't sound good. Can I ask why? Are you stupid? Okay, whatever. You're doing great, MC. You're doing great. I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell him. I mean, what was he gonna do? Personally show up at my doorstep and test a new lock himself? Yes, that is exactly what he'll do. Have you met people? Apparently someone broke into my apartment last night, and I didn't notice. I don't think they stole anything, but still, it's creepy. I figured it's better to be safe than sorry, you know? Yeah, but it sounds like instead of a lock, you just need to jump the scumbag when they least expect it, and beat him up to teach him a lesson. Stay up all night if you have to. Really get the edge on him. Yeah, that's a normal thing you say to people. I couldn't help but let out a gentle chuckle at his suggestion. If I had to choose, then this would have been the side of him that I preferred. No. That weirded me out. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, why? He seemed at ease, and his words weren't as forced or awkward. Yeah? Who's gonna be the one to beat the guy up at 3 a.m.? Because last I checked, I'm not really the type to go around throwing punches at people I don't know. Definitely not before the sun is up and shining. Listen, if someone comes into my house, I will just hit them with whatever is closest to me. Maybe my own hands. Who's to say? I don't mind fighting people. I actually kind of get a bit of a rush from it. I'm not going to go out of my way to fight people, but if someone starts a fight with me, I'm not opposed to joining. I'm not going to just get my ass beat. I mean, I have with past partners, because I really did care about them, and obviously I didn't want to hurt them. Clearly they didn't share the sentiment, but, yeah, if it's like a friend or some fuck-ass stranger, yeah, if you fight me, I'm gonna fight you back. But you have to start it, I ain't starting shit. I could do it for you. You? But, I mean, we don't even know each other all that well, and, that's fine. I could tell you all about myself on the walk there. My whole life story and everything, where I was born, the school I went to, how many cute librarians I've met, which happens to be one so far. Before I could even comment on his sudden confidence, Ren seems to pick up on my discomfort and his choice of words, if it even was discomfort that I was feeling, and hastily backtracks. Hey, or not. I was just messing around. I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. There it was again. That subtle shift in his personality. But now that he mentioned it, would it really hurt to invite him to my place for the night? Definitely looked like he could handle himself in a fight, and I don't. This is why I wouldn't invite him. If he looks like he can kick my ass, I just met him and he's kind of being a little odd. And I know I wouldn't win any fights as much as I'd enjoy them. Why would I invite him back? It's fine. It's fine. MC's allowed to be stupid. It's how we progress the plot. So maybe it wasn't so bad of an idea. I have to progress the plot. I have to progress the plot. I have to progress the plot. I'd give him my phone Realistically, I'd give him my phone. I think that's an option if you don't invite him over, to give him your phone number. But also, I kind of want to invite him over. What do I want to do? More Ren interaction. Less Ren interaction. This game isn't about realism, Nolan. But realistically. No. Yes. Jesus Christ. I should have decided how I was going to play this before I started playing it. Okay. I'll invite him over because I usually play it how I'd interact with this guy IRL. So, sure, we'll do it the fun way. Actually, you know what? Would you mind coming over and staying the night? I'd feel a lot safer knowing someone else was around. And that's what your silly little neighbor's for. Oh, you actually want me to come over? I mean, yeah. Sure. Definitely. He seems a bit too eager for this. If it's not too much trouble, I guess. Where is he? Nolan. Ah! There you are. Someone at the front desk is looking for you, and, oh, sorry, are you busy right now? I can... Impeccable timing as ever. It's... Oh my god. Impeccable timing as always, Eleanor. No, it's fine. I think everything is already handled here. Right? I give the two of them a soft smile before making my way towards the reception desk. But as I pass by Eleanor, I gently clasp a hand on her shoulder and shoot her a playful look of my own. If you need any more help, I'm sure Eleanor here can assist you. She loves helping others, right? As I turn to leave, I barely miss the way Ren's eyes zone in on my hand resting on Eleanor's shoulder. Hours seem to pass by in a blur. Soon enough, I find myself resting up in the employee's lounge. My mind drifts back to the guy from earlier, and I couldn't help but wonder what happened to him afterward. Did he rent out the book I offered? What about my recommended novel of the week? Ren surely was strange, to say the least, but I had to admit that he did seem kind of cute with his oversized cardigan and timid demeanor. He still gave me off-putting vibes, though, especially with his ever-changing personality, and if I had to be completely honest, that shy and timid persona that he displayed felt rather forced to me. It was almost as if he saw it on TV or something and wanted to try it out himself, and I just happened to be one of his first victims. But who was I to call him out for it? That was his business if he wanted to act all shy and demure. Nolan, everything alright? It's not often I find you in here at this time. Conan, my boss, startles me as he suddenly appears in the entranceway. Everyone saw him as some kind of blessing to this institution, because the moment he showed up, all forms of trouble seemed to disappear overnight. Those low-life teens started causing chaos elsewhere, and the rumored gangs became few and far in between. At first, I thought that he might have been linked with these criminals because of his intimidating gaze and facial scars, but then I got to know him better and found out that he held a massive soft spot for those dear to him. Though much like Eleanor, Conan felt more like a father figure with how much he fretted over his staff and their well-being. I mean, he literally installed a new air conditioner at Watson Spencer last week, because one of his employees fainted due to heat stroke. Yeah, I'd expect that of a boss. I'd be concerned if they aren't doing that. General people in charge of establishments. It wasn't anything too major, But it was nice to know that our boss was considerate enough about the people he hired. I doubt I could say the same about my old job in the city. Conan was also nice to chat to whenever I went on my breaks, and would always encourage me to take as much time as I needed before I returned to my desk. But after realizing that I had, once again, been spacing out, I pulled myself away from my thoughts and turned to offer my boss an acknowledging smile. Yeah, I'm fine, just taking a short break. I'll be back out there soon. Take as long as you need. Don't overwork yourself. He seems hesitant to leave. If the way he was shifting from one foot to the other was any indication. He shoots me a concerned look before opening his mouth, only to close it once more in contemplation. Have you seen Eleanor? I asked her to come see me regarding the unsorted novels in the storeroom, but she's yet to show up. Eleanor? Last I saw her, she was talking to one of our patrons in aisle 8. Maybe she's still there. Have to check again then. Thank you. And with that, he disappeared just as quickly as he came. But that was odd. It wasn't like Eleanor to suddenly go missing. Was she still occupied with Ren? It'd been a while, so I figured she would have finished helping him and left by now. Oh well, I'm sure she'll turn up sooner or later. Ren didn't seem much like a talkative person anyway. Geez, why do my thoughts keep returning to that eccentric man? Deciding that I wasn't going to waste my time thinking about any more pink-haired guys, my beloved Haruko inside, I get up from the lounge and meander my way back towards the front desk again. Once I arrive, I immediately notice that my chatty coworker was still nowhere to be found. It was just like my boss had said, Eleanor wasn't anywhere to be seen. It wasn't like her to leave the reception desk unattended for so long. Maybe she managed to knock over a pile of books again and was busy cleaning it up. Certainly wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary for her. Well, whatever, I'm sure she'll turn up again soon. Oh yay, my laptop's gonna die. No, it's complaining it's gonna die. It's at 30%. It'll be fine. The impact from me plopping down into my office chair caused some of the papers around me to rustle. Bright pink sticky note fluttering around captures my attention. Assuming it was left here by Eleanor, I peel the folded note off my computer screen and read it. Angel! Unfolding it, read the following. I'll wait for you after work, but if you change your mind about our deal, just keep walking. I'll take the hint. Don't worry. That stuttering guy from aisle 8. Stuttering guy from aisle 8? I couldn't help but crack a smile at the name Ren chose for himself. And before I could allow Eleanor to change the chance to manifest behind me, tease me to Kingdom Come, I pocket the note and go back to sorting through the stack of returned books left on the desk. I don't talk much, so reading out loud's difficult. I'm sorry if I sound like shit. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm getting tired of this. I am physically getting tired. I'm enjoying it, but oh my god. True to his word, I caught a glimpse of Ren patiently waiting for me on one of the benches as I pack up for the day and leave the library. From afar, he looked like an oversized puppy waiting for his owner to return from work, and admittedly, I found it rather cute, especially with how his figurative tail started to wag upon my arrival. Ren seems all too happy to see me, but before I could call him out on it, he offers me a bottle of water that I assumed he bought from one of the convenience stores down the street. You worked hard today. Now you can finally rest, huh? He's looking down at me again with a glimmer of expectancy in his eyes, so I hesitantly take the bottled water from his grasp and give him an affirmative nod of my head. Thanks. No problem. Did you want to head off now, or do you want to rest for a bit? I mean, you were standing a lot today. He seems almost lost in thoughts now, and I wonder how he knew that what I'd been doing all day. After all, I figured he would have left after he found that book, but maybe he stayed a bit longer to read it? Oh, no, I'm fine, but do you think we could make a quick detour on the way? I still need to. Nolan! Heyo! I could recognize those boisterous voices anywhere. The first one belonged to Jae-hun, a guy I had met at university, and oh god, he sat next to me during the first few days of orientation, and even offered to lend me his phone charger when my battery started to run out. He's a fun guy to be around, though his extroverted and eccentric personality was often hard to keep up with. But Leon, the other guy awkwardly hanging off Jay's arm, was a different story. We'd practically known each other since we were babies, but he moved away from Cortlandt Bay when we were still in elementary school. I wasn't sure when he moved back to the Bay, but it was great knowing I'd be able to see him again. I just wished I could find the time to hang out with him just like we used to. But I was always busy with work, and he was always busy playing volleyball and taking care of a sick mother in the hospital. Before I knew it, I was being pulled out of my thoughts by Jay's bubbly laughter. Hey! Still with us? Hey, Nolan, finally finished with work? Oh, who's this? This is Ren. We actually met at work today. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to tell Leon, the human personification of overprotective, that I just met the man today. What do you think if he found out I was bringing home a complete stranger? Yeah. Usually rents out my recommended books at the library anyway. Leon and Jay, this is Ren. Ren, this is Leon and Jay. Unfortunately, the guys are my friends. It's truly unfortunate to know a handsome bloke such as myself. He dramatically clutches the spot above his heart as he leans further into Jay's shoulder. So you're Ren. Are you new here? I like to think I know everyone here in the Bay. Seems you've proven me wrong. Yeah. Recently moved here a couple of months ago. Same Nolan. Pretty sure you moved back here, 2 months ago, right? Leon looks at me for confirmation, and I meekly nod my head. Strange how I've only been back for 2 months, and I have yet to find enough time to catch up with all my friends. Oh, what a coincidence. Yeah, anyway, talking about moving is boring. Do you want to come hang with us? I barely noticed the way Ren gets shoved aside by Jay, intentional or not. Nor could I make out a scowl on his face as soon as the excitable man leans a little too close to my personal bubble. We were just about to head over to Club Shoreline. Do you want to come? I'm sure Leon wouldn't mind paying for you as well. Oi, I don't mind paying for him. Who said anything about paying for you? I did just now. Thanks, Leon. You're the best. God, you're annoying. I don't miss the way Leon rolls his eyes at Jay's antics before settling his gaze on me once more. Do you want to take along? I don't really mind paying if you do. Sorry guys, I've actually already made plans. And do these plans have anything to do with this lanky fellow? My name is Ren. Actually, yeah, I promised I'd hang out with him today. Aw, he can come clubbing with us too. The more the merrier. I'd rather not. Sorry, maybe another time. I'm kind of drained from work anyway, so... Hey, no worries, darl. Just make sure you take it easy when you get back home, yeah? He shoots me a considerate smile before throwing an arm over Jay's shoulder. Well, well then, if you'll excuse us, I gotta find a way to get this knucklehead to cover his own entry fees. We can all catch up another time, okay? And if you need help with anything, just give me a ring, yeah? I'll watch my phone like a hawk tonight. It's nice catching up with you again, Darl. And nice meeting you too, Ron. Ron. As they leave, I notice the way Leon looks Ren up and down, almost as if he was sizing him up. But Jay, like always, ignores the mood and thumps Leon on the back to encourage him to walk faster. Breathing's hard, apparently. I am slightly sick, and I have been for the past couple of days. 'Cause every time I go out in public, I must pick up the plague or something. I watch as they both throw a carefree wave over their shoulders as they both head off in the direction of the nightclub a few blocks down the street. So, that wasn't awkward at all. Turned to look at Ren, but his eyes seemed to be fixated on the two retreating figures. He doesn't seem to snap out of it, so I gently call out his name again. Oh, sorry, do you wanna head back home now? In the end, we made a quick detour to the local locksmith before heading back to my apartment. So, is this my place? You'll have to excuse the mess. I wasn't expecting to have anyone over. Hey, don't worry about it. I know you're not a messy person. I mean, from what I can tell, you don't really seem like the type. Yeah, well, hope you can still keep that image of me after you see the state of this place. Soft laughter echoes down the hallway and almost drowns out the sound of my neighbor opening her door. Oh! Violet seems almost embarrassed as she jumps behind her door, clearly not expecting someone to be around at this time. But she brushes it off with a soft smile and steps outside. Hello again, Nolan. Jesus, we seem to be bumping into each other a lot today, huh? Oh, who's this? How do I explain to my neighbor that Ren wasn't some guy I just met at work today? You don't. You tell her, like a normal sane person if you're gonna do this. Hey, I just met this guy at work today and I invited him over. Why? Because I'm fucking stupid. So if you hear any screaming, you know why. And you've seen the face. I'm certain she'd chew me out for bringing home a complete stranger. Still, he didn't exactly seem the type to murder me in my sleep. Really, I was totally getting the murder me in my sleep vibes from him. In fact, he seemed more like the type of guy to ask me to return his order because he asked for no pickles or something. I'm Rad. Immediately, his large frame blocks my view as he steps in front of my neighbor and me, almost as if he wanted to put as much distance between us as possible. One of his hands shoots from inside his pocket, and he gruffly offers it to Violet for her to shake. Concerned about his abrupt actions, I sidestep him and look up to gauge his expression. Joy! Yay! I like his face. I like him. I'm a friend of Nolan's. I see. I haven't seen you around before, though. Are you new to the area? Relax, Vi. He's not a serial killer or something. At least I sure hope he wasn't. Why did I feel the sudden urge to defend him? Isn't like I could confidently say that he was some holy being that flew down from heaven or something. Maybe he was the one who needed to be called Angel instead. Oh well, it didn't really matter. Really, Ren actually offered to stay at my place for the night in case that creep decides to come back. Oh, well, I mean, he certainly has the height for it. I get that a lot. But don't worry, he's safe in my hands. Well, alright then. A friend of Nolan's is a friend of mine. But I have my eye on you, Mr. Totally Not a Serial Killer. She whispers the next part to Ren under her breath, but clearly had the intention of letting me hear it as well. Just remember that I know what you look like now. So don't complain if you see your face plastered all over milk cartons soon. Well, alrighty then. Enjoy your night and no funny business, you two. I'm off for my walk now. Toodles. You walking another plant? You got a name for this one? Probably. What do we think this thing should be named? You know how they call red potatoes? They're actually purple. Red flower. Totally red. Ignore her, please. Alright. Okay, but I gotta ask, was she holding a potted plant on a walk? Yes. She was. Dropping my keys into the bowl, I shrug out of my coat and drape it over one of the chairs near the entrance. You see, I would have just thrown it on the chair. Just, there you go. Moving on. Well, make yourself at home. Turning to Ren, I watch as he awkwardly shuffles about in the hallway, almost uncertain if he should come inside or not. He moves to take off his shoes, and I watch in awe as he nearly stacks them next to the umbrella rack. Oh, are you the type to leave your shoes on at home? I'm sorry, No, you're fine. He really was adorable, but now that he was here, I wasn't quite sure what to do next. Usually I'd pop on a TV show or some anime while I chow down on some takeaway food, or even just talk with Moth until some unreasonable hour in the morning. But now that I had company over, I wasn't quite sure what to do. I didn't even know what Ren liked to do in his free time. He's always so excited about everything. I like it. I like the enthusiasm. Give me a man with this kind of enthusiasm about me. Or a woman. Or anyone. Get me someone with some enthusiasm about me. Support my stupidity. Thanks. Turning to face the pink-haired man once more, I must jump back in fright. Clearly, I wasn't expecting him to get so close to me while I was lost in thought. I can almost feel the heat radiating from his large frame, and feel the small puffs of air leave his nostrils as he shyly leans down to look at me. Oh! So... Breathe, Nolan, breathe. Was there anything you wanted to do, or... 'Cause I usually just... Damn it was hard to think straight when he was standing so close to me and wafting a stupidly strong scent of mint and fresh linen in my direction. Why was I even so attentive to the way Ren smelled? Wow, I'm beginning to sound like a creep. Nah, I don't really have anything I need to do. You can just go about your normal routine if you want, and I'll try not to get in your way. Or you can just put me in a corner somewhere and pretend I'm not here. Whatever works for you. No offense, but you take up much more room than you think. So I doubt that would work. Touché. Once again, I found myself being drawn in by his soft laughter, and I couldn't help but chuckle along with him. Was it always this easy talking to him? It was like we were childhood friends reminiscing about old times or something. Except the only one making it awkward now was me. Glancing back at Ren, I noticed how he's still looking at me with those expectant eyes, as if of his, as he looms over me in the entryway. He obviously didn't want to do something I'd be uncomfortable with, and he couldn't really suggest anything since this wasn't his home, so I guess the choice was up to me after all. I'd say watch television, but I wouldn't even do that. I'd probably just sit, flop down, be on my phone, yap at him, and then go to bed. So we'll go with that one. Ugh. Man, I'm tired. It's getting rather late, isn't it? Did you just want to get ready for bed? I can show you to the bathroom while I get the air mattress out. It's fine. I don't want to be bothered. I can just, sleep on the floor or something. I don't mind, honest. Hey, don't worry about it. It's not a bother at all. Besides, I have timber flooring. I'll just be 2 seconds. I turn and make a beeline for my closet before I can respond. And yet, I barely get 3 meters away before I could hear the heavy, telltale footsteps of Ren following close behind me once more. Almost like a lost puppy. It was honestly kinda cute. Shaking my head to dismiss those thoughts, pull out my trusty air mattress from the closet and begin setting it up in the lounge room. That is, until I found out it had a massive, gaping hole on the side. Those damn rats, I swear if I had the chance to move apartments, I'd take it in a heartbeat. But until then, I'll continue to send complaint after complaint to that good-for-nothing landlord. Really, I don't mind sleeping on the floor. Dude, sleep on the couch, bro. And like I said, I have uncomfortable timber flooring unless... Dude. No. I'd probably... Would I... You see, I know I can sleep on a couch. So I'd probably... But then I wouldn't want him on my bed. I'd throw him at the couch, realistically. But this would be the plot thing. Nope, you're going on the couch. Have fun. Why didn't I think of that sooner? But no, I just had to go and embarrass myself by attempting to blow up an air mattress, only to find out that I had holes in it because of rats. I'm going to be known as the rat boy now. I'll never be able to show my face. Yeah, the couch is fine, but I really don't mind sleeping on the floor, honest. Oh, doesn't seem fazed about the rats after all. No, it's okay. I'm the one who asked you to do this favor in the first place, so I owe you. After setting up some blankets and extra pillows from my room, I showed Ren the way to the bathroom in case he needed to go and bid him good night. It's like my feet were on autopilot as I returned to my bedroom. Silently shutting the door, I awkwardly looked around my room as if I was the guest in my own house. It didn't feel awkward per se, but knowing that I had brought home a complete stranger still didn't sit right with me. But still, Ren showed no signs of wanting to murder me in my sleep. And And Violet did meet him before I came inside. So maybe this wasn't so much of a bad idea after all? Sure, buddy. I somehow felt safe in his presence. Even though we had just met, it felt like I could trust Ren enough to leave him unattended in my lounge room. With that thought in mind, I slowly slipped underneath the covers of my bed sheets and eventually began to drift off. So, Ren, huh? I wonder what tomorrow will bring. Is it over? Am I free? Yes! Free me! I'm free! Okay, not that I dislike this game, I'm just fucking tired. Okay, thank you for watching. I might do this again and I might not. We'll see. Bye.